punch with you. It was like, what the fuck is this nigga, right? Oh, okay, you want to go to sleep. You tired.
Welcome to Body Work. Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to Body Work Boxing. It feels so good to be back. Man, I just wanted to talk to y'all today, man. I just want to come out, man, and make myself available, man. There's a lot of smoke to be had out here in these boxing streets. Call me Ashtray. Call me Ashtray. Let's talk. You know what I'm saying? I didn't describe myself as B-side shorty. If you the A-side, send the contract. All these A-side officials and, you know what I'm saying, all these, I don't know what you are. You know what I'm saying? But it's an open invite for you to get all the smoke you need. You know, I mean, I realize, man, like boxing, man, like at the essence of it all, I think these boxers run around with this mano y mano, and I think some of us fans kind of like embody that. But when you get to really looking at these boxers online and how they moving and how they doing this and how they doing that, it's really not a mano y mano. It's like, well, if the time is right and the reward is right, and it's like, nah, man, the great ones, they get themselves to a point to where they're established, where they're getting paid a king's ransom, and they get inside the ring and they do their thing. So my whole thing is like, man, like as content creators, man, how are some of y'all living with yourselves? Like the people that's putting out the propaganda that them spreading, how are y'all living with yourselves, man? How are you? Look at yourself in the mirror, man. And I know the YouTube community went soft, man. Look, I went on one dude page just I think the week before last, I went on the page and I've been going to the page. I've been watching the content. I go to the page, I watch the content, I'm chiming in, I'm doing this and this and that. All of a sudden I get a wrench. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'm not one of them people that ask for a wrench. I had plenty of wrenches on other people's channels, you know what I'm saying? That's really not my thing, because when they be like, oh, you should have got him, you should have hit him, because when you get him, you got him. You know, I'd be like, oh, I don't even know. I hadn't even went in there and blocked nobody or did anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, I mean, I didn't see him, but I was just really here for the dialogue. Because, you know what I'm saying? I thought the brother was on the up and up. I thought that, you know what I'm saying? I thought everything was all good. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. He be cooking, you know what I'm saying? I seen a little bitery earlier on, but I said, hey, man, hey, great minds think alike. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be positive. That was like 2 weeks ago. I go in there a couple days ago. I go in there like 2 days ago, and I'm not even subscribed no more. I'm like, wait, what? What happened? So the only thing I can really draw is that I did a video that they didn't like, but they had just gave me a wrench the week before, but they didn't like it. So instead of messaging me and saying, hey, what's up, or let's collab, or I got something on that, or whatever, I just get, yeah. But I've been there. I can't say I ain't unsubscribed somebody from my channel. You know what I'm saying? I did it to people who I felt like they was biting, man. You're not gonna come and just leech and just be a parasite. So I've done it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, but to be in that position now, I know, man, a lot of people be claiming that these boxers are soft, man, but a lot of these people out here on YouTube, a lot of people making content, they soft. Softer than the baby's bottom, man. And you know what? Life goes on, man. I said, hey, I'm doing something right. But just like the other day, man, I lost 2 subscribers the other day. gained them right back before I really even knew it, man. And I know that this channel builds brick by brick by brick. So I'm all good, man. But that's just the politics, man. It's just like fans take on the persona of their favorite fighters, man. And we got a lot of people online, man. It's like, for Tank not to be that guy, man, it seems like a lot of people are aggy and irritated and frustrated, and their go-to is, well, who Tank gonna fight next? And well, I don't want this. Like, why they, like, if you don't care about him, why are you talking about him? And it's funny when they take these subliminal shots when they be making all these things. Oh man, Tank fans. Yeah, I'm a Tank fan. I'll be the resident. I'll be the Huckleberry. Mr. Huckleberry is my name. I'll be the resident Tank fan. I'll take on all the smoke. You know what I'm saying? So if you got it on your chest, then you can get it on your sleeve. Because it's like we got a whole bunch of remedial people, man. We got people with children. We got old men. We got, I mean, like, we got a little bit of everybody, man, that just got something that they got to say, man. And it makes no sense because in one breath, they cater themselves or they pat themselves on the back for being consummate businessmen and being all professional and all this and this and that. But it comes around to the same conversation every day. And that's who is Tank gonna fight. It's like, why are you so worried about him? If he ain't nothing, if the little dude ain't nothing and he overrated and he cap and he blah blah this, and then this whole sitting the contract, man. Like every time I hear, look, do me a favor, man. If you down with the squad, man, if you really rock with me, I'm talking about intellectually and on the precepts that I give around boxing, man, get lock and step with me, man. If you see somebody say anything of that nature, I'm gonna ask you to just step off on them. Who he gonna fight? Who he got this and that? If he just send that whole just send the contract stuff, man, we gotta stop that, man. Like, we in the era now in the way it's not just in the contract, man. I hear people regurgitate that every day, all day. It's like, do you know that there have to actually be initial terms and conditions that's already generally agreed upon? The contract is the finalization where they say, all right, look, what you said and what I said, that's what I agree on. Let's go ahead and put it on paper. And it might be something where somebody might try to get in or get something in by errors and omissions, because there are errors in it and there are omissions, things that were talked about and agreed upon that don't make it in. So then you got to redline that, send that back, get that approved, and it's a bit of a tennis match. But before anybody just up and open just send contracts, you got to start discussing the terms. That's standard for any, pretty much that's standard for any relationship, ain't it? You know what I'm saying? Y'all remember Love Jones when Lorenz Tate was like, man, I got this, I got a job, but then I got this part-time job. You know what I'm saying? I got this part-time job that I be working like overtime. It's a job. It's a business. But I already understand, man. Just like Bob Arum said, man, you could take boxing fans and you could throw them anywhere you want. They're like a box of rocks, man. You could just toss them somewhere and they're going to stay right there. And that's how content creators realize that. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of their content really cater to the people that are like casual. And there's nothing wrong with being casual, because you might be a diehard basketball fan and a diehard NFL fan, and boxing is just your cherry on top. You're not going to be in the know. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't want to offend you in particular. But at the same time, these people that do this all day, every day, that say they got, you know what I'm saying, what I claim I'm doing, they got the pulse. It's like, yeah, you got a pulse. But it's funny how your pulse never inspires you to get out ahead of all the messiness that involve your favorite fighter. Like when your favorite fighter get out there and say some gay shit, you don't never be talking about it. You don't ever just jump on that grenade and jump on it. But anything that's questioned about anybody else, you always the first one. You always the first one to promote the fact that this boxer was drunk and this boxer said this and this, that. Like, you just like holier than thou. You got everything to say about everybody but your favorite fighter, and everything your favorite fighter do, you got an excuse. And you already know, and you this and this and that. And a lot of people, man, I'm gonna tell you what a lot of these closet tank haters do. What a lot of closet tank haters do, know that it kind of like, it'll actually get somebody from unsubscribing to you or not hitting the like button to hit the like button if you just express any disdain for Tank, because it's popular. It's easy to be like, oh man, he ain't fighting nobody, but yet your favorite fighter or somebody that you give all praises and all due respect to, who put on knee pads and throat coat and tonsil jewelry for, you give them all the utmost utter respect. But it's okay to just take a on Tank because you know that's gonna get you ingratiated with the who's who in boxing talk, right? Right. And I noticed that a lot of these cats, they be saying, oh, I want all the smoke. I want, like, no, you just want to get on there and feel like you bullying because you might got an echo chamber or two. You know what I'm saying? You might got an old crash dummy riding with you that's going to jump up there and be like, oh, yeah, man, this and this and this, and just, you know what I'm saying, take them bullets. You know you ain't got no bullets in that gun. But yeah, you like having crash dummies. Like, you pretty much like co-signers. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything you do, you need a co-signer. I thought your boxing credit was good, homie. All that good is ain't gold, man. And we in a weird time, man, where it's like, if you were the man, this is like, I tell people this all the time, even if it's a bigger platform than mine. I'm building brick by brick. I'm not up there with the masses, but I know I got an audience. I got a target audience, and I salute everybody that rock with me on a regular basis. But what I do understand is that a lot of these cats, man, they out here really just flapping in the wind, man. They just really they can't wait for sensationalism, man. They can't wait for that. They just can't help themselves. They get online and they become characters. They become avatars. And just like these boxers, just like what that Kermit say right there, they scream your failures and whisper your success. So they'll get up there if you say something they don't like. They'll get up there and chastise you and berate you and belittle you and this, but let you do something and make a strive of excellence. They'll discount it and try to omit and, you know what I'm saying, like really like devalue your feat. But the whole MO is really to keep the casual audience engaged. That's what it is, man. It's boxing conversations one-on-one. It's like it becomes so remedial every day, where every day you hear somebody coming out and in some kind of way they got something to say about Tank. It's like, man, I'm not being a goalkeeper. It's just annoying. It's like, for me, I'm like, okay, if we all off it, if we all ain't gonna push it, if we all already know what's going on, if we already know who's scared of who, if we all know that, how come we just can't be quiet? Nah, because you need the likes, the clicks, the views. You need that casual, a guy that just might have just thought that what you had on was fly to come in and be like, you know what, he hating on Tank. You know what, I heard my guy hating on Tank, man. I'm right locked in step with them, man. Don't even know what you talking about. Because a lot of the times, a lot of the platforms that's actually bigger than mine, they operate under the same principle. Yeah, let you be out there with some real smoke, man. You high risk, low reward. You wouldn't dare step over, you know what I'm saying, into a real danger zone and make yourself vulnerable to where somebody can put you on mute. Somebody can berate you, can make you look stupid, can pause you and have you sounding dumb and make an attraction out of you. You just get the thrill of being able to be behind that button. You get the thrill of being able to throw darts at somebody that you know it's a whole demographic of people that hate them. So as long as you gain a couple of those every day, but you don't keep it a buck on nothing, your favorite fighter is gay, for real. And that's cool. You might be able to knock somebody out, but he's really like part of that community. And you never address it. But you always got something to say about the young boy from Baltimore. I don't get it. I'm learning every day from y'all, man. This is like a science project when I'm listening and watching y'all, man, because it don't make no sense. Every day y'all online crying, who he gonna fight next? And he know he don't want. Meanwhile, your mans. And the two main fighters we already know. I'm a fan of Shakur as well. You know what I'm saying? I might not be as big of a fan of Devin. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a fan of some sorts. I'm not gonna don any knee pads. I'm not gonna put on a cape. I'm not gonna put any throat coat on. No tonsil jewelry. You know, no, none of that for him. You know, I can't. This man always had all the advantages in every fight he's been in. Questionable payola in fights. He's connected with Conti. There's a lot of things that you can draw. I don't even do that. I say, you know what? I give you credit for this fighter, that fighter, and that fighter. Yes, you did finally get out the division and you beat a notable fighter. That's where it stops at. I give you your kudos. I give you your props for becoming a millionaire. A young black man doing this thing. Can pick, choose, and refuse. Buy what he wants. He can get something and don't have to worry about asking how much is that. He can just grab it and go. You doing your thing. It don't have nothing to do with what's going on inside the ring. I can't do it, man, but I find it real odd how a lot of these content creators, man. And I wouldn't be myself if I don't just upright just address it. You know what I'm saying? And hit dogs holler. So I mean, obviously, you know what I'm saying, somebody gonna holler or say something or not like something, but oh well, I'm talking to my target audience, the ones who want to think about things from a different perspective, hear a different view, thought-provoking, not just be a sheep in the herd. You heard? But I asked myself, I said, why are these guys keep coming out there talking about you don't know who he gonna fight? You don't know who anybody on PBC gonna fight next. They ain't made their announcement yet. Why are we getting around crying every day? And why when Tank was about to fight Ryan, it was all this backlash and he wasn't ready and he just this and Tank cherry picking. But now in negotiations, when he fight the young Lord, it's all good and it's like, yeah, Ryan is a real one and he's the real reason why. It's like, do you know you got videos online dated and timestamped? When people got a little bit of extra time, they can flip you like a pancake, like an omelet, to crack your yolk. And what is it for? And then it's a lot of people that build up their whole, oh man, but if I'm telling you what, if Tank don't do this, like, man, shut that dumbass shit up, man. You ain't gonna do nothing but flip-flop, like you always do. Anybody that ever been in a boat, man, or ever thought about any kind of survival, real world, man, the minute water start coming in the boat, most of these motherfuckers are gonna jump off. It ain't no integrity in them. They on the first thing smoking. And like they say, everybody got a price, man. You know how many people on this thing that sold out over time, man? You know how many people done just sold out just for a couple extra dollars, but they can't even be themselves. They permanent company men. And it make no sense. But then somebody come by and tell you the truth. Somebody come by and tell you, hey man, your favorite fighter, man, he just said some gay shit out there online, man. Hey, You might want to address that. They meanwhile talking about they arguing over how to pronounce Tank's name or who Tank gonna fight. It's like, man, they talk about Tank more than their favorite fighter, but he ain't the man. It's like, just be real, man. Say that you fear that man. You ain't gotta make up all these other things. It's just like one culture say that you're phobic of them because you don't like the mannerisms or the extraness that they do. They don't mean that you're phobic. They don't mean that you're scared. It just means that you don't like something. And that's what a lot of people online, oh man, you know Tank ain't, you know this. It's popular to say. It'll get you in there. It ain't great. It's funny how you can say something like that and it'll bring you closer to somebody else. But when you speak real about another fighter, it'll make them unsubscribe you or block you or do whatever they want to you because they don't agree with your view. Make that make sense. Every day is something new. You ever realize that every day is something new when it comes to Tank? Like his former opponents, it's okay to fight his former opponents, but when he was fighting them, oh, that was a cherry pick. So what is it now? We even got people, and I hate to keep bringing this up. We even got people that are overlooking the fact that in two of the biggest fights last year, it is a heavily rumored, allegedly, ordeal or situation to where two humongous fighters, one on YouTube and one having a real established pound for pound fan base, that both of these guys miss weight. Ironically, both of these fights had ceremonial weigh-ins. But I find myself every day, man, in the midst and watching people commenting and talking and just living it up, talking about how they argue, oh man, they're too big. You just say, man, he's too small. Just say he's too scared. Like arguing for another fighter to be able to be even bigger than what he needs to be. Like, I'm like, are we in a... Do you know that this one fighter, he has smaller dimensions than all of the other ones? But you're actually arguing so that your fighter can be bigger? That your fighter can put on more weight against... It don't make... I'm like, what side of boxing are we on? You just hate this guy at all costs. Doing that reverse psychology. That I hate you, so that at some point in time, you know what I'm saying? That's that weak game. Like, you can really tell like who had games. That's that game. That's like that high school game that some of them dudes be playing where they're treated female. Every time they see her, they'll scoff at her or do something disrespectful or be mean or whatever, just so that one day she be like, why you always mean to me? Just so they can get some attention. That's what's going on right now, man. I don't know if y'all noticed it, but it don't make no sense. It don't make no sense, man. Y'all changing rules for one fighter. Like, y'all changing all kind of rules. Y'all redefining the definition of a duck. Y'all redefining the definition of a low ball offer. Like when Shane Mosley came on and said, nah, man, normally when somebody send a contract like that, that means they don't really want to fight. You know what they say? Oh, Shane Mosley lying. Like Shane Mosley, man, we gotta appreciate what we have with Shane Mosley right now because he's one of the ones that's more open to getting in front of the camera. You know what I'm saying? We can tell that boxing had an impact on his career, but Shane Mosley is a highly respected, highly decorated veteran, man, that a lot of people respect. And when he said what he said, Shane's lying. When it comes to pay-per-view numbers, they're lying. Only for hindsight for it to be 2020. Like, everybody's not up against this guy, man. And It always baffles me. I've used this analogy on one dude channel. I went on there. I mean, this was a while ago, man. This is when I started saying, you know what? The dude took an opportunity to jump on the panel, and I guess he had an issue with me a while ago. So that opportunity, that wasn't even an argument. But I got on there and I said, you know what? That's just like me coming over here with all your 30-something thousand subscribers, 50, whatever you got. Like, that's like me coming over here and trying to tell you what you can kind of do after you done built your stuff over here. Now you gonna be like, hold on now. Yeah, I'll work with you, but this is how it's gonna go. It's like, why do everybody think they can go to Tank? And for some reason, because he don't have the fan base that's gonna give you no backlash, they can't endure that pain. He don't got no fan base that ain't gonna give you no pushback. They ain't like, because he don't got that, you just feel free that you can just say whatever you want, like, and it's just for to make sense. Like, how I can't come over to your platform and tell you we gonna do an MFing thing without you being like, all right, hold up, stop, and you having it. Like, it's some little old men that do that all day. They can't wait for somebody to get out of line so they can be that officer friendly and put them right back in line because they're wrong. There's a man out here, he can't even get his own tongue out the way, his own mouth. Like, I can't even stand listening to people that always talk with a lisp and always act like he got a little something extra in his mouth. Always welcoming smoke, but when smoke show up, you get all, no, I can't. Talking about cultural issues and how, yo, man, this is just another chance to berate and belittle, and that's all you do all day. When Spence lost, that's all you did all day. You took off for Teofimo Lopez. You crying about not being able to get interviews and all this other stuff, but the minute somebody say something bad about your favorite guy or one of your guys, then you want to have a pity party and say that everybody that comes to you with some real facts is hating. And these are the ones that's older than me. That's why I say, man, I'll be Uncle Mike. You know what I'm saying? I'll do the heavy lifting. You know what I'm saying? I'll take the stairs. I'll be the one that was saying the same thing a year ago, 2 years ago, saying the same thing today. But you get the convenience of being able to flip-flop to save face. Exactly. It's like you don't, like a lot of these people out here, man, online today, they're not building up anything. They're just tearing down. Any inkling of proof that they don't like or is going to get them out of good favor with the other aristocrats, they're not on it. They off of it. I'm like, let's talk. This is always an open invite. I know I don't got B-side shorty, I got Huckleberry, because I'll be your Huckleberry. It's crazy that I can't get no smoke when it comes to this YouTube. I'll be asking for it. We changed up the music a little bit. I thought I made myself available, man, because a lot of times people criticize how I like to go in the comment section and I like to talk my stuff and talk my smack, or I might get online. I got a couple channels, man. I got some good homies, man. Shout out to H Money in the Mob, man. I always go over there and get good sparring. And you gotta have your, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have your cup on. You gotta have your shin guard in. You gotta have your gum shield in when you go over there. But if you know what you're doing, you can go over there. You can always go over there and get some good sparring. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's just real good fans like pushing for the sport. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of sensitive people out here, man. You go somewhere and everybody think you trolling or whatever. It's like, man, if you know who somebody is and you know what they all about, why is it always gotta be trolling? Or it's because you don't like the truth. You got some people that you know that they are getting paid. You know what I'm saying? They getting paid to pump whatever they pumping, man. It's like, if they ain't getting paid, they not gonna risk any relationship with anybody, you know. And it's a lot of chatty. Like, this YouTube stuff is like a call center, for real, for real. I haven't experienced this like a call center. Somebody could start having a problem with you because of something somebody else told them about you. That's what I'm starting to see. People like the gossip. They like the drama. They like the drunken interview where you say something, or the tweet where you say something, but let their favorite fighter do something. They ain't got nothing to say. And if you bring it up, oh, you're a hater, and this, oh, he's just trying to feed his family. All the boxers try to feed their family. Like, how about we bury it? All the boxers are trying to feed their kids. All the boxers are trying to make a living. The minute somebody start talking like that, you already know you got them on the path to a checkmate. You got them on the path to checkmate. I realized the other day, man, when I got my notification from my chess game. In the year 2023, I played 533 chess games. Life is a game of chess. Why won't I play with some of y'all? Some of y'all don't want to play. Just be online making up stuff, and I guess people say anything, man. I figure I come out here and talk, man. There's a lot of good boxing going on, but a lot of people are just stuck, man. A lot of people are still, they don't peep the patterns, you know what I'm saying? They don't see that this one fighter, man, he always builds up all of this hate, all of this drama, all of this with this big name, and then he go fight a little nobody. And nobody says nothing. And this guy's promoter, he can say whatever he want about whoever they want. Nobody says nothing. They say, oh, man, you know, that's just part of promotion. Oh, man, that's just part of the game. I don't like that, but it's toxic. And ain't nobody saying nothing. Ain't nobody saying nothing. I don't know why people don't just state their biases up front. It'd be easy if you say, you know what, with this fighter, man, you're not going to talk about the fact that he's always been taller, he's always been longer, he's always been faster, he's always had the age advantage. Like, no, your fighter like punching down. Your fighter like punching down, but because you have a bias, you don't see that another fighter who might be a great fighter, done great things, when they fight a different opponent, they're not really punching down because they don't have all those advantages. It's a real fight. And you got to think that every time somebody wins a Super Bowl, think about that next season. That next season, that's why it's not likely that a team will win a Super Bowl and go back and win again. Why? Because once they win a Super Bowl, once they put that bullseye on their back, that very next year, every team that they face is going to hit them with their hardest shot. So you could think, oh, because this guy fought here, he did this, now he's fighting him, that this guy's punching down. This guy ain't punching down. Your favorite fighter been punching down their whole life. And sometimes it's the luck of the draw where your fighter might not have had the opportunity to fight somebody with the disadvantages. He might not have had the opportunity, but 9 times out of 10 they do. Why? Because most fighters are sucking themselves down, draining themselves down, and fighting above their weight classes. And they're taking shortcuts. They're not taking the stairs. That's why I had to applaud a guy like Jahad Tucker, man, when he jumped up there. It's like, yeah, that's what the young boy is supposed to do. You're supposed to get closer to where your weight. It might not be where you're going to be ultimately. Get closer to your weight to where you're going to be and start getting used to that punch resistance. Start building yourself up. But no, you want to suck down and be superior athletically than everybody who you oversized, overstrength, height, length, reach, age, everything, speed, timing. You got all the ups, even sparring. We got to start like laying down the law. Like when a certain fighter fought somebody and he had like 100 rounds sparring against that dude, nobody said nothing. Like, oh man, why y'all want to bring up sparring? Then when somebody else might have sparred somebody once or twice 6 years ago, it's like, oh man, you know they sparred before. It's not the same. You just want to be able to go to a channel where they let you get that off, and because they don't know nothing, they'll let you just keep uttering that same thing, get some praises, get some shine. Like, oh man, yeah, you know what you talking. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about, man. And it's really a perception versus reality conversation, man. I don't know if we realize it, but a lot of us don't really like reality, man. A lot of us don't really like truth. Like, you don't really like somebody coming up and say, hey man, go like this. You got a little boogie in your nose. You'll get offended. I had a friend of mine in high school who got offended with me because I said, hey man, go like this. He walked around. He was like in second or third period. He walked around. By the time I saw him, like, hey man, go like this. He got offended at me. I said, no. I was like, what about all the other motherfuckers that let you walk around for 3 periods, including homeroom, let you walk around with that boogie, you know, but you mad at me. Right. That's how it is, man. Like you can say what you want, man. A lot of people can discount this and discount that and discount that. But if you graduated to the point to where you've made a company over $101 million, you know what I'm saying? You made them multi-millions, like where it's never been a question whether or not y'all were in the green. You in the green early. You in the green before. Shoot, you in the green probably before you even before fight week, you already in the green. But you're the problem because you developed yourself up to that point. You rose yourself up. It's just like, man, people say, hey man, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. But when a fighter do pull himself up by the bootstraps, he becomes a hot commodity. Look at how you doing. Like I said, you got to be, hey, everybody who's getting lifted up and praised and exalted and all that and put up on that high pedestal right now, better be very cautious because us, we love to build you up just so we can tear you down. Your fighter have a bad performance and it's everybody else's fault. The fighter don't even make excuses for it. He say, yeah, I had a bad performance. Had to pull out my survival kit. You still got excuses. But then you got something to say about all these other fighters and their fans. Stay in your lane, homie. Stay in your lane. And the platforms, man, like it's getting ridiculous, right? Because let me I had to go do some research because I said, you know what, man, I like these two fighters. It's two fighters, right? Tito Mercado and Arnold Barboza. Now, Tito Mercado, he's been on a tear, like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was arguing, could be his name could have been in the hat for prospect of the year. Could have been a blue collar guy. You could tell that he got what's going on. Like he got the skills to pay the bills. Seems like he's dedicated and he's a blue collar guy, meaning he knows that he don't have nobody has to remind him. You know what I'm saying? That he has to get it out the mud. He's going to go get it out the mud. But I saw something where they tried to make it seem like Arnold Barboza basically ducked. Arnold Barboza was like, man, I've been out of the ring for a year, but everybody knows that the fight that Devin Haney was going to fight was against Arnold Barboza. Before that, it was going to be Zepeda at 35, but it was going to be Barboza at 40. You know what happened when he said, "All right, cool, I'm gonna go after this Barboza at 40." Guess what happened? It was he said he gonna go at Barboza at 40. Teofimo said, "Hey, I'm coming back," because that was for his belt. That was gonna be for his belt, and whoever won that was gonna have that belt. Teofimo said, "Hey, I'm coming back. I'm unretiring." Guess what happened? Devin Haney went to Regis Program. If you don't believe that, look it up. They try to say that Barboza, they was trying to put this image, and this is why I say, man, people don't like that. That's why I say people don't. I mean, I can't hate. You know what I'm saying? You got the resource, you just don't know what to do with them. You'll get a resource and you'll pit them up against each other, or you'll make a narrative to try to get all the juicy gossip. And what you might have done, you might have made bad blood in a situation where they might not even want to look that way in the future because of how you painted it. Arnold Barboza do an interview with the Zone today, Akim Barak, and he said, "No, man," he's like, "There's a point to where hey, I had been off for a year." He gave Tito his credit and said, "Yeah, you know what I'm saying, this was the deal, man. It worked out better for this, but I'm back, you know what I'm saying? I want to get back into it." And then they dove into getting to know the man. But the stuff that happened before that made it look like you painted a duck or framed a duck that wasn't even a duck. And that's irresponsible. But I go into that same forum and I say something like, "Oh man, this co-host is up here campaigning for this fighter to be 185. I get timed out and I don't even say nothing. I see vulgar stuff all the time. It's just people do not like the truth. Especially when it comes to their favorite fighter. They rather get defensive or get personal or try to take it to the street. But then when somebody say, "Oh, okay, when you see me, keep that same energy," they turn in the Second Amendment bill. Talking about their Bill of Rights and their right to bury. I'm like, nobody want to hear all that. Or this coming from a person that ain't never laced up a pair of gloves. These are all things. When you know you got somebody in the checkmate, these are the things that they're going to say. These are the things they're going to say in defense of what they want. But I'm at a point in time where I don't think we really want the best fight. I think we just want to be right about who did what and get the credit for being able to divulge this piece of information first or whatever it is. Tell your favorite fighter Bumblebee. I don't know. I just want to see him fight. And then when you say something like, "Oh man, Tank ain't fought since April," I just want to get in there. I just want him to get in there with a body. They'll be like, oh my gosh, you don't want him to fight him. I knew you didn't want him to fight, Devin. I knew you didn't want. No, I just want the man to be active because we saw what inactivity do. That'll be the prime time when everybody start acting all like them folks who be in the mess hall with their chest out. But the minute he get free, it's like, "Oh no, man, I'm going this way." The minute you say, "Oh man, he said call out," why he gotta call out? Why? See, that's how fights get made. That's how fights get made when it comes down to that. You can literally, by what these people be saying online and how they chat and how they see fights and all this and all that, like when it comes from the fan perspective, not from these boxers, but you can literally see how they think. These are the type of people that will go around to every Walmart in a county and fill out an application to work at 7-Eleven. Make it make sense. And if I'm lying, I'm like Morris Day. I'm flying. You know what I'm saying? If I'm lying, I'm flying. Did y'all know it was real? People spend more time online debating about how you pronounce somebody's name than they will to actually give the man credit for something that he's actually been able to do. And then call him jealous. Jealous of what? I don't know what fighter that could stop you with either hand, upstairs, downstairs, taller, shorter, longer, stronger, bigger. I don't know what fighter would be jealous of somebody that couldn't bust a grape. I don't know. Jealous of what? Especially when they went way past, like with the foundation in the background they had, they went way past you. Like you would literally have to like get on the speed of light time to actually catch up with this dude, unless the dude slowed down, that you have every single solitary advantage in the book, and went and partied the night before, like Tyson did when he fought Buster Douglas. And that, like, that's literally what would have to happen in order for something to go sideways. And they're jealous of you. Exactly. That's working. But I got a latest piece, man, called We the People, man, and it's talking about these ceremonial weigh-ins, man. I don't like it. I think that it'd be something good for you to go check out. You know what I'm saying? I did another piece on the IBF and rehydration, you know what I'm saying? But I think it's a good piece. I mean, I would love to get your comments, your thought, your feedback on that. You know, Virgil Ortiz is coming back. 19-0, 19 knockouts, one of the most vicious body punchers in the game. You know what I'm saying? I think that a fight between him and Spencer's brewing. Especially if he did get heels in 54. There was already some minor talks to it, you know. But I think that, man, him and Tim Zhu, eventually him and Erickson Lubin, sign me up. 140 and 154 are very dangerous divisions where at any given night, man, you get in there with the wrong matchup and somebody gonna do you bad. But I wanted to come in here and talk to everybody, man. I wanted to actually get your honest opinion, man. Are you looking like at the sport comprehensively? Do you consider the business? If you see somebody just saying, why don't he just send the contract? That's not how that works. I'm not just gonna be randomly writing up term sheets and just sending them out to this guy because he said my name and he go on social media every day. We gotta have preliminary talks. Well, when you wanted to work at 7-Eleven, you went and you filled out an application with 7-Eleven. When you wanted to work at Target, you went and filled out an application at Target. But you want a job with Sears, but you don't want to call their human resources department? That's why I said, man, we value the call out. We value the bark way more than the bite in today's day and time. We like, oh man, he said I'll run down. He said, and then in hindsight, you realize that mathematically, time, date, circumstance-wise, promotional company-wise, that could have never happened. It was capping. But it's your time to shine, B, man. Hey, I hope everybody's enjoying themselves, man. This is 2024, man. And I'm not letting my foot up off no necks. I'm not biting no tongues. I'm not sparing nobody. And I'm with all the smoke. You know what I'm saying? But have your you know, I'm not just gonna come on there like if you inviting smoke and it ain't nothing I got smoke with you about, you won't see me. Because I agree. I'll ride with you. I'll be shotgun. But if you got something that I feel like, oh yeah, I could get with you on that. Like, yeah, I don't agree, and I got the answers, then we can get it. And I'm here too. I promise you I don't have to hit the mute button. I promise you'll leave up out of here by your own account. You'll voluntarily leave. And that's real. You know, I mean, boxing is beautiful, man. It's so many things you can be positive about, so many different directions that you can actually like embrace and support and push the sport forward. But I think a lot of people really enjoy that vainglory. They like that little 15 minutes. That, oh man, yeah, you right. Oh yeah, but like it's not doing anything for the sport. It might make you look good in that moment in time, but it really ain't making a dime for the sport. It ain't really doing nothing. It's just gonna make you feel guilty about something to where you gotta be quiet when that subject come up later on down the year. Or you can become a whole flip-flop. You know what I'm saying? But I would love for one of these pancakes, one of these people that was arguing with me tooth and nail a year ago, 2 years ago, that was arguing and debating and bickering with me back and forth. I would love for him to get up here and tell me, oh yeah, man, you know, I done came around like, yeah, like what you said, that's what's really going. They're not gonna do it. They're not gonna do it. They're not gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna do it. You know, they a lot of people like they like their comfortability. That's a word. They like their comfortability. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't like being uncomfortable. They gotta know somebody everywhere they go. Between being in the military, driving trucks, just leaving the house at 17 when I did. I have no problem going nowhere and doing nothing. I have no problem with sitting down and talking to nobody and understanding, hey man, this is what we agree at. This is what we see eye to eye on. What can we make of this? And I have no problem with stating the fact that I don't agree. Everybody can't do that. And still be respectful. Because a lot of us come online to get away from all that stuff, but it's bringing itself back up on YouTube, man. It's a certain fan base, man. It's a fan base. And I've seen it. I've been parts of conversations and in chats and seeing videos where I've seen people say, man, you know what? They're going to get somebody hurt, for real. They're going to get somebody hurt. And I'm like, man, I hope it don't happen, but they're going to get somebody hurt, man, because it's really just a sport. It should be somewhere where you can come off less than team. Just like how somebody said, oh, man, you see Jalen Hurts, man. He threw for 325 yards. 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, man. Like, and he also ran for 115 yards. Like, that's where it should be. So where it's like, oh man, no, our defense need to get right. Well, our secondary ain't this. We can't do that when boxes. Like, if people take more and they live vicariously through these boxes and they feel like they can actually do what these boxes can do behind the screen. That's why I always say, welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to Bodywork Box. I never had to get into character. I try to do things that's visually appealing and try to get the graphics right or whatever, because I know that it take a lot to keep somebody's attention. But I'm not gonna like clown shoe. I'm not gonna do no soft shoe for you. I'm gonna hit you with those straight facts. I'm throwing that straight right down the pipe. But it's easy to be found, man. It's Bodywork Boxing 24/7 and Gmail. I'm B-Side Shorty. Send the contract. If that's what it is. If not, keep doing the subliminals and ducking and dodging and hiding and hooping and hollering and still berating a whole plethora of fighters instead of getting that real smoke. But we know why you can't sleep at night, for real. We know why. We know why. But like always, man, I come on here, man, thinking I'm gonna open myself up, man. I'm gonna get some smoke. I'm gonna get some dialogue. I'm gonna get somebody to come on here and tell me where I be off or where I be wrong. It never really happened. So I just be like, all right, hey, I'll make myself available. Don't say I'm not one of them ones that's hiding behind no dot. You know what I'm saying? I be super chatting people. I don't even think that they know that my name is not even my name. Like, my name is what's gonna come up in the super chat or in the cash app, but that's not my name. Like, if I were to super chat somebody online, they don't even know. Like, dang, you don't even know that you got people supporting you or doing stuff, and you just. It's a weird place, y'all, man. We in a weird time, man. I can't imagine what life gonna look like 10 to 15 years from now. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm still gonna be me. I don't have many regrets in life right now, but I promise you I'm not gonna have too many much more by that time. I don't change. You know what I'm saying? I'm real, I'm raw, I'm authentic, I'm consistent. I stand my ground, but I'm reasonable. And I know these boxers need an advocate. They get hit in the head for a living, man. But I realize that a lot of people like to come online and bully and link up and get all that camaraderie and that brotherly love, all that stuff that they should have done when they were young on a football team or going to the army and being part of a squad or a league. or something where they became a part of. And I'm seeing that a lot of us never got that. So you don't know how to stand on your own too. You don't know how to keep it 100. You don't know how to like confront stuff straight up, like mano a mano, head to head, without that little coming out. That's really what it is. But like always, I always make myself available, man, for all the boxing smoke. I'll be the resident Tank fan, you know what I'm saying? I can defang or credit or whatever, dismiss or whatever, man. We just want Tank to be active, you know what I'm saying? And keep pushing the sport forward. Keep buying up your block. Keep defying the odds and the statistics, even though you might have fell short a couple times. Don't let these people make an Adrian Broner out of you. And that's why I'm so passionate about it. He's doing big things in the community, man. And I think that somebody needs to stand with him, stand for him, you know what I'm saying? Because it's easy to be against him and hide behind the fact that, oh, I'm just a fan. Like, yeah, we know what you're doing. You're playing the politics. But anyways, man, like always, man, people don't never really have nothing for me anyway. So, with that being said, thanks for everybody who tuned in. Everybody work boxing, but we don't take things for face value. We do that body work.
He didn't want to box. He wanted to actually prove that he could punch, but you was like, what the fuck is this nigga right? Oh, okay, you want to go to sleep. You tired.
Welcome to body work.